It's Pastor David, and I'm here with our first financial update for 2022. Let's get into it. Let me share on the screen here our financial report for the month of January. And of course, the month of January is the year-to-date report in our way of doing the books. And because of all the different pieces that are involved in collecting the offering and checks and different places from grants and so forth, it takes a couple of weeks. And so this is the January report. And it's a good report. There's lots to be thankful for as we begin 2022. Across the top, you'll see our income, which is our pledge giving, our unpledged giving, and our other revenue sources. Pledge giving, of course, are those who have said, this is what I feel called to do. This is what I'm making a commitment to do to my church family this year. We're so very grateful for those folks. They help us plan. They help us as a family know kind of a foundation of what we work off of, and has been case in the last couple of years. Our pledge givers have given ahead of schedule to help our family make sure that we continue in the ministries that we're called to do. And the month of January is no different. You'll see there across the top line, our pledged income was about $16,000 or $17,000, about 9% favorable for the month. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to those who have continued to make that commitment to their church family. And we know, we talk about this, really the pledge is about our personal tool for the family. It's about us and God, and there is no pledge police, but it does help the family make plans. And it certainly helps me individually as someone who pledges to kind of put my intention out there to say, this is what I intend to do and intend to follow up. And of course, things happen. But I always seem to reach a little farther and become a little more generous when I pre-plan my giving. Unpledged giving is the offering plate. We have been growing in numbers steadily for those that are coming to worship in person on Sunday morning. Our online worship throughout the week remains strong, and yet we continue to add a few more each week who are worshiping with us in person. That's fantastic, and we hope and pray that will continue. We collect offering each Sunday, and you'll see that we budgeted $35,000 and received about $29,000. So we're a bit off in that category. We're going to be mindful of that. Other revenues is ministries like Enua, like MSCE, TCA, Brain Fitness, Foundry, different ministries that receive money in and then pass them on through to their ministry in the community and in the world. And we're about 21,000 or about 4% unfavorable for the month of January. Really comes down to a very small overall piece of their budget. Differential for the preschools, about $4,000 each. And then about $13,000 in a late transfer from Enua. Enua is so good, they always balance what they spend with income they bring in from another account. And so just a sense of timing, there's a little delay in that, about $13,000. So that we wind up basically about $11,000 overall off of our income statement. But our giving is strong, about $10,000 to the positive. And again, thank you for your generosity. In terms of our expense, we break our ministries into areas or pillars, as we call them, around our vision, the vision of who we seek to become. A vibrant family built on God's grace, passionate about the Word of God, living and serving in the image of Christ. And we group our ministries into those pillars, those 4 pillars, and then ask them to budget together and vision together. You'll see as you look down the list, gracious hosts, passionate seekers, vibrant family, Christ-like servants, that they are underspending. They are mindful of their budgets and are watching their expenses to help the stewardship of the family. Beneath that, you have our labor and our administrative costs. It's pretty close, about 4%, within 4% of the first month. And so we're watching that. We're mindful of that. We always on staff seek to underspend or spend at or under our budget, never to overspend if we can help it. And so we wind up the end of January, a very solid January of income over expense of a net total of 8% favorable. In our church world, while we try to budget realistically, we still tend to have a very strong January, and then the church year kind of goes into peak crescendo toward the end of the year. In December is this huge pop again, and then January. And so this is following our pattern, and this is where we would expect to be through the very first month. Now, two things about this report. And the first is that lives are being transformed. People are coming, they're hearing the word of God, they're worshiping, they're growing spiritually in their walk to follow Jesus. They're growing as a disciple, centering themselves on the love of God and love of neighbor in belief and action. Their children are being taught the love of Jesus. They're in Bible study. They're serving a mission. People are being fed. Mentors are helping others navigate this life. There's lots happening. And as a result, people are being generous with the resources God have given them. There's no social contract anymore to give to one place or another. We all want to give to a place that is effective. And what you see in this report is that our family feels that we're being effective and that God is at work. And I'm so grateful for that and that encouragement through your generosity and your stewardship. Second, it says to me that there's even more that can be done. We know that God's kingdom is coming on earth as it is in heaven, that God's reign on earth as it is in heaven grows broader and broader with each day. We see that in tension with so much of the struggle the world is facing right now. And so we know that there is more that we're called to, that we have been given much and much is expected of us. And there's still opportunity if you're looking for a place to be a good steward of the resources God has given to you, your prayers, presence, gift, service, and witness, and in this case, your gifts, your financial gifts. We welcome that and encourage you to participate in that. I know that you'll be blessed as you bless other people. Thank you so much for all that you are doing to help us as a family grow into the image of Christ, and I will see you on Sunday.